Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a replay cast of Durotan's Couch versus Team Happy Cloud Heroic Division in NGS. We'll be starting this soon. I'm Omster, and today casting with us in the co-caster spot we have Fainta Perry.
Hello, hello.
So, as per usual with these, we'll go into the map best of three, show you guys the picks and bans. I'll go over those. We'll pop into game, do a quick overview of the draft since we don't have a draft preview available or the draft phase of the draft. We can't see the draft in replay mode. There we go. Words are hard. And then we'll pop right into the game. So, first of all, see the beautiful Season 19 intro, and then we'll get going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that should have been enough time. So we're popping into Garden of Terror as our first match. Again, not really a way to know who picked this, but we'll know based on first pick. Well, we won't know from her first pick in the draft either, so you're just going to have to trust us on this one. Durotan's Couch has banned out Abraxas Holdout and Volskaya Foundry, both areas with very tight little team fights for point control. So it seems like they don't want those teeny tiny little spots, so they may be more of a macro team. Team Happy Cloud, on the other hand, has banned out Sky Temple and Towers of Doom, which are two larger macro-based maps. So it seems like each of these teams has their preference in terms of what maps they like to play. They have selected Garden of Terror for the first match, and so we will pop in, again, do a quick overview, of the drafts that we see. We'll introduce the teams, and away we'll go. All right, so here in game, uh, so Durotan's Couch has actually, howdy Saddlebear. They've drafted Johanna, Blaze, Vala, Malthael, Malfurion. Now, a quick glance at Team Happy Cloud shows us they do have triple bruiser. We'll count Tyrael as a bruiser here, although he's more like a team tank. So Malthael being helpful there. Vala pretty much good on every map, good at defending the Garden Terrors, but also just good in the tight team fights of this area. Blaze with the AoE stuns, Johanna with good overall control. So I like this as a general draft, but also it fits the map pretty well. What do you think, Faint?
Yeah, it looks like both teams have some pretty beefy comps here with heavy front lines. It looks like Durtan's Couch with Blaze and Malthael will cover a lot of their camp clear, which is a high necessity, high priority on Guard of Terror. So that's convenient for them. Hogger, on the other hand, will have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. And Dahaka can help a bit, but primarily we'll probably see him holding down a single lane and then coming in for his globals, as well as with Brightwing. So having the double global is nice. As always with Garden of Terror, I also expect that we'll see a lot of deaths and choke points. Whichever team goes into a choke point and doesn't quite get what they want is probably going to die. So we'll see how that plays out. Expecting to see some Hanzo arrows coming in through those chokes. Expecting to see Dahaka maybe burrow behind and look for a Malfurion tongue or a Vala tongue. So it should be an exciting game.
Yeah, we've seen Crusaders Hanzo before, and it's been pretty impressive. Or I have, I should say. Interesting to me, though, just as an aside, Team Happy Cloud, the red team, being the ones who banned out the big macro maps, but they picked what I would almost call more of a macro comp, with the Hogger to Haka probably going for a 1-3-1, and then the team that banned the team fight maps in Durotan's Couch picking what I would say is more of a team fight comp. So just a little bit of an interesting thing there. But we're going to unpause this game. We're going to pop in and I'll introduce the teams and we'll get to the play-by-play. Starting now. So we have Heroic Division, Durotan's Couch versus Team Happy Cloud. So in blue, we have Durotan's Couch. Captain Wedge playing the Johanna, Wild Card on Blaze, Goliath playing Vala, I Just Fizzed playing Malthael, and Yawners on Malfurion. The red team, representing Team Happy Cloud, Drinking Bird on the Hogger, Rob on Dahaka, Fade playing Tyrael, Chrisinator on Hanzo, and R275 Delta playing Brightwing. So it looks like already. Oh, did I pause again? Whoops. Uh,
Oh, we're good.
there we go. Right off the bat, Hogger looks like he's gonna go straight for the top lane. And let's have a quick look at some of these talents. We've got the Emerald Dreams pretty much standard. Auto attack Vala, so they're putting a lot of pressure on Goliath to stay alive here. In a single Haler, we've got the Flashlight build for Johanna. And other than that, Death's Reach is maybe not always the standard for Malthael. What do you
Yeah,
think of
looks
the...
like he'll wanna get some heavy Ws later in the game. Hopefully, jump in on a crowd of people and might go W at 7 as well. It's also interesting to see that Hanzo here took Redemption. So both teams going for kind of a heavy front to back hyper carry playstyle. In terms of how that will pan out late game, it looks like we may see better results from blue team just because Vala will have good pressure and Malthael will also exert a lot of pressure on the enemy front line. But we'll have to see how that pans out.
Yeah, not a lot of hard CC from Team Happy Cloud, our red team here. But, of course, Tyrael kind of giving that up with an opportunity to get the triple bruiser comp in fast on this hyper carry team.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do in choke points as well with his level 13 talent, the one that blocks movement, blocks enemy movement. That should be interesting, combined with some of the choke point control from the Hanzo. And I think there was a decent amount of CC on Team Happy Cloud, but both teams have a good mix of CC damage and sustain. It's what's interesting also about Durotan's Couch is although the Malfurion won't necessarily have great burst healing, Bunker can potentially account for some of that burst saving potential. And there isn't an insane amount of burst on Team Happy Cloud, or really on either team, so we should expect to see some brawling front to backs.
And I think in this particular case, especially with the Malfurion healer, Vala's going to have to... Ooh, the great root there. Dahaka takes a lot of damage. And it looks like Delta may have misclicked Chris instead of Rob to heal. But nobody goes down, all is well. We've already at 23 stacks on the Vala. And Chris and I are looking for that final auto attack to finish his redemption stacks.
Yeah, Durotan's Couch here will still have to defeat these giants in bot lane and deny some of that push. Looks like that should be fine in a 3v2. On the other hand, we see both teams taking pretty much all their camps as soon as they can. This will be advantageous for blue team, however, because the giants will be pushing while objective is up. However, of course, objective is up for Team Happy Cloud on their side, so they'll have a bit of a prio there.
It looks like both teams
move top as well.
Pardon me. It seems like both teams, to a sense, have a bit of a run it down or run it in with the triple bruiser in a sense. Which, to me, with the Tyrael and the Hanzo, favors Team Happy Cloud a little more. Hanzo being able to play from a little bit further out range, although with Redemption not quite as much, but he's really bursting that Vala, and Malfurion has a lot of strengths, but burst healing is not one of them.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing an invade by Malthael too on Hogger's Giants there, but looks like he changed his mind, decided otherwise after seeing Hogger already on there.
Rob taking a lot of damage. The wildcard gets tongued. Oh, but Rob just about goes down, and he's going to have to be extremely careful. He does manage to tap.
Right, if he can tongue in one of the giants, that will help clear faster, but it's risky being that low. A little pressure on Vala, but...
Without the W build, Hanzo isn't nearly as bursty either.
Yeah, with 5 here now and Dahaka digging in, Blaze can actually get quite a lot of damage on that top 4. I'm not sure how many giants are left there, but it looks like probably at least one.
So, Durotan's Couch is going to seed the first seed to Team Happy Cloud, so they go up 1-0 for that. We do see a slightly different Hogger. He picks the Brute Force build. Now, there are a lot of... Ooh, a big fight in the mid, and Chris Hader goes down to Goliath. But Rob's coming in from the back, going to try and grab one of the squishies. Doesn't manage to. It takes a lot of damage from the Malthael trait. And this is going to put them at an advantage to collect the seed this time, which is in a neutral position. But again, taking that Brute Force, a lot of walls in this map, a lot of ability to bang people and get bonus dings. And hey, why play HOTS if you're not going to go for the dings, am I right? Rob coming in, grabs a minion, so they're not going to be able to capitalize on that. We got 45 stacks for Vala, and about a half-level lead for Durotan's Couch, meaning they will probably hit 10s first.
It looks like we got... Malthael getting ganked mid.
And he goes down immediately. But Drinking Bird and Christenate are both fairly low, and the Brightwing isn't staying back to sustain them. So we'll see where this goes. But Blaze is bottom, just looking like he's going to push back. They might give up a second seed, although it looks like Johanna's going to use at least one shield clear to delay this.
Yeah, she should be able to delay for quite a while. Red team is a bit
Oh, but
chunked.
the CC there, she has to use her Unstoppable. Out comes the Horde of Junk. They're getting engaged right away. It's a 5-on-3. Goliath doing damage. Christenate, oh, those auto attacks do a lot of damage. Drinking Bird capping as Hogger. Johanna trying to get him, but taking so much damage for that. She's going to go down, and she's dead. I just fizzed coming in now, but again, this is still a 3v5. Now Blaze is coming in also. They're going to try and delay Drinking Bird. They do with the Oil Spill and the Flame Gauntlets. I don't think that's what it's called. But anyway, Hogger does manage to grab it. The Oil Spill not quite in the right position, so both teams are going to take a quick break, grab a breath, collect some soak, and wow, that level lead was mostly caught up by Team Happy Cloud, so they should both hit 10 at almost the same time. Now, slightly bruisery build for Tyrael here. Now, he does have two other frontliners, so he doesn't have to be a pure tank. And
standard ults coming out. We'll see if we... Oh, we do not get synced. We got judgments. So it looks like pretty heavy CC, pretty heavy dive potential with the Horde ult as well. The Tyrael and Hogger are going to be trying to jump in off a Hanzo arrow is what I'd expect.
yeah, the isolation and the arrow with the judgment. If they choose to delete one person, it's over. And again, Johanna not going for the Blessed Shield. The invade here at the bot lane, but Yawner takes a ton of damage and is blown up. Goliath in a terrible position. They're going to try and get out, but here comes the Falling Shield in an attempt to save her. Oh, what a snipe by Hanzo!
Beautiful W.
Absolutely blows her apart, and they're going to try and take this. Wildcard still causing a distraction. They didn't manage to steal the camp, but they are going to clear this siege camp, and they're just going to push Wildcard's Blaze out. And Captain Wedge is now down to 285. It seems like that the death timers are just long enough that we're probably going to see a Garden Terror in Game 1 for Team Happy Cloud. Wildcard comes in again, trying to be a distraction, but he comes in a little early before they've taken down the minions, and he's going to take a ton down. Another great W by Christenate. This Hanzo is excellent. Puts down the arrow so that the bush doesn't provide any cover.
He still has his trait. He can hop out if he needs to.
Malthael coming in from the top, and the last right, Christenate is going to go down also, and there goes the Brightwing. I just fizzed very low, but here comes Captain Wedge with the shield. Drinking Bird uses the bomb to try and slow down Goliath, but he's getting chased. He's taking a ton of autos, but he is going to get out with that E. Tyrael, on the other hand, is going to have to use Eldruin's Might to get out. And that one is, even though they took the camp, they spread themselves a little too thin, and Wildcard with the great stun to get that started.
Yeah, good catch there for Durotan's couch. It's very, very important to get those kills on Hanzo too, especially. What's interesting about these comps is that both have very front-to-back heavy auto attackers that have gambits, which can be heavily punished upon death, but Hanzo's deaths are arguably, at least in the short term, quite a bit more punishing because he'll have to get those stacks back, and that can be very difficult to do the later the game goes with shorter poke phases and fewer opportunities.
They drop the solo ult on Captain Wedge's Johanna, but then they immediately follow up with the Judgment on Goliath. He takes so much damage, and he's down immediately. Drinking Bird also takes a ton of damage, just melting to the Malthael damage. In comes Delta's Brightwing to try and save his life. They're both taking a ton of damage at the bottom. Wildcard almost goes down, but Augur finally dies, and Malthael going to take down Brightwing as well. Up in the top, it looks like Captain Wedge's Johanna also dies as caught up by the Rob. So you never know who's going to go down in these fights. Both teams have the ability to melt tanks and blow up backlines.
Absolute bloodbath there, no peel whatsoever. We want to go in, we want to get kills. That's the message, and that's exactly what just happened.
So both teams' hyper carries have gone down twice, meaning Hanzo, now he doesn't lose permanent stacks, but he's going to have to build them up, and they are in fact back to full. On the other hand, Vala has now lost 10% of her attack speed buff.
Right. If you can build those back up each time, it's not that big a deal, and it will be a greater longer-term punishment for the Vala, so we'll see how that pans out, as this map does tend to go very late.
So each of the Garden Terrors will spawn wherever the lane minions are. So right now, bottom is going to be the furthest up, and it has a siege camp. So I just Fizz is going to need to do some work. But it looks like both teams are going to mostly combat this in the mid lane. Fade looks for the Judgment on the side. They're going to jump immediately on Vala, and she's blown up before she has a chance to even react. Captain Wedge using the Falling Sword, but it's really irrelevant that much later. So that's 2 ults down, but especially with the Tranquility, it's so long, and they can't save that Vala. They're going to lose this fort. They're not going to lose the bottom fort. I just fizzed able to take that down, and Blaze and Dahaka battling on top. They won't lose that fort either, but it looks like it's going to be a rotate by Team Happy Cloud. They're going to surround this Blaze and try to finish him off.
Bunker or not, he's in danger. There's the poly. We're not going to see a follow-up CC. That's got maybe Hogger. And
Oh, a big silence there, but it's not enough. His team is rotating. Can they get some kills in return? Wildcard is still alive, but here comes the E from Hogger. No, it's not on point. But the snipe from Chrisinator again, his Hanzo is just nailing shot after shot. He jumps out. Here comes the Unstoppable. They're going to try and put extra damage. There's a huge slow on them. Brightwing going for the Ringing Bird. The arrow used in an attempt to slow them down, but Last Right comes out and blows up the Dahaka. He did not have his E any longer.
Looks like some good peel tools coming out, though. They should make it out. Ends up being an even trade, but Bruiser is next on the menu for Durotan's couch.
And a very good response rotate from Durotan's couch. They know they're going to lose away. Again, the instant jump on Goliath. They're just trying to finish her off. Chris Under trying to finish. I don't think that jump went quite where he wanted. They managed to kill Yawner's Malfurion first. There goes Johanna as well. Goliath does cap, but is that going to cost them their entire team? It seems like it might. Chris Under takes a lot of damage over those Volo Qs. Does go down. Is he going to be able to get Brightwing as well, Malthiel taking a lot of damage, but he is killed. And so that ends up being a 4-for-1.
Lots of trades, lots of bloodbaths here, for sure.
Both these teams, again, they've taken run-at-you comps, and they just seem to be enjoying running at each other. The Haka uses the dig to get a huge wave pushing bottom, and this this fort has already lost about a quarter of its health.
They should take this Bruiser as well, and Blaze should not be able to contest this against both of them.
And he's not going to. He sees the Brightwing coming in and decides it's not worth it. So that's 2 camp steals from Durotan's couch from Team Happy Cloud, and they're going to set up to take yet another seed here. As the members of Durotan's couch are just now getting back into the game. Now, there is a huge power spike for Volley here with the Manticore, the healing for Johanna with her E. And while there are some strengths here, I would say the level 16 spike for Durotan's couch is probably a little stronger than the spike we're going to see on the side of Team Happy Cloud. What do you think, Fane?
Yeah, Flawless Technique is an interesting choice for the Hanzo 16. I would have expected Giant Killer, but maybe he's not as much of a fan of it after its nerfs. Looks like Manticore Standard as well, so we will see heavy percent health, especially with the Malthiel coming out from Durotan's couch.
And he has gone mostly W build, looking to do AoE Ws, jumping around here.
Alright, that 16% health is quite nice as well. So having a fat W in the show could be very nice.
They're looking to jump on here, and it looks like Tyrael and Hans are going to be a little late to this fight, but they are able to rotate. Chrisinator's still mid, but the red team just manages to kind of back off and not worry about it.
Camp is taken, top lane's in a pretty neutral state. There will be a second crashed wave up there, so if Team Happy Cloud rather rotates up soon, they could actually punish that a bit. But we'll see if that actually converts in anything, as Durotan's couch will be right behind. Now Blaze is going to be a little bit late by being bought into a Brightwing with Global, potentially. We'll see if that actually manifests into a problem. They'll get a decent chunk of this top 4, but I don't think they're going to commit for it.
Again, the team that kind of banned the macro maps is showing some pretty strong macro sense in this game.
Yeah, with that Blessed, Joe can't jump on the Hanzo there, so he's able to trade out and then walk away.
Blaze is clearing mid. There, in comes the arrow. They're going to jump immediately on the Vala again. They know their win condition, and it's don't let her fight.
Falling Sword was good, though. She managed to stay alive. Lots of clump damage.
A great grab there on Malthiel, but he's just going to use his abilities to get out. He drops the last rights on Rob, but Rob is much too high health for that to work. Faye taking a ton of damage on the Tyrael, and he goes down. Is the final judgment going to do a little bit of extra damage here? Goliath goes very, very low. Has to be careful. A silence there on Wildcard. And the autos from Hanzo still call. He's rooted, but there's nothing to follow up. I just fizzed, getting pulled in. Blaze does fall up on Chrisinator, but the team is split. They can't seem to decide who they want to fight, and it looks like Malthiel might go down for that.
Right, Frontline's trading. The W doesn't quite hit the Malthiel, so he'll make it out.
Another great stun, and that's going to be both Brightwing and now Brightwing manages to get out, but that is going to be the end for Hogger. But Goliath goes down. They're always focusing her. They're trying to chase down this Brightwing. She only got 300 health, now only 120 health. They managed to get the Hanzo instead. And here comes the Falling Sword again. Drops the Unstoppable on the team. Now they're going to jump on Rob. He still has his Lurker, his Burrow, but they're going to chase him down. But he's very fast coming out of that. Is he going to be able to dance his way out of this by using the bushes? And it looks like he might. They're going to chase, but at this point, they're just wasting time as Malthiel attempts to take down this top. And it looks like they have given up chasing Rob.
That initial fight, the Falling Sword was very good to keep Fall alive there. denied a lot of the follow-ups you see from Team Happy Cloud and enabled Durotan's Couch to play a slow rolling front to back. Malthael also getting quite low there, but able to just survive on about 30% health and sustain through, resulted in quite a lot of damage to Team Happy Cloud's front line.
Got a big wave pushing mid, and Blaze is going to handle this big wave in the bot lane because there's only about a quarter health left on this bottom fort. And they are going to clear out this mid. Now, Team Happy Cloud is going to hit 21st, but they're not really in a position to do anything about it with Hanzo just coming back to life. So the next fight should feature full 20s from both teams. And Team Happy Cloud is grouped here. They don't want anyone getting caught out. They want to be able to launch their full combo at Vala the next time there's a team fight. The 20s, we have Anger Management from the Hogger, not the Hortapult upgrade. Contagion, Angel of Justice, Bullseye, and they're going to jump in again. It's a 3v3 here.
Good
and
counter engage.
Brightwing goes down to something.
It went down on the top side.
Yeah. There it is, and a Hogger does go down to the last rights. We're going to have to zoom this out a little more. Wildcard taking a ton of damage from Chrisinator, but he gets stunned by the Rain of Vengeance, and he goes down also. Fade at only 200 health. He goes down to Malthael, a ton of damage, and Rob, he taps, but he's the only one left alive.
Malthael throughput really coming through. Double bruiser to double bruiser is fine if you've got the better advantageous front to back, and it looks like with the Malthael and the Vala, Durotan's Couch is showing that they've got what it takes.
They did lose top fort during that engage, and these camps are pretty good at taking out things like the Garden Terror. So they're going to have to choose where they want to get value for this instead. Rob clearing the mid one by itself, but it looks like Durotan's Couch wants to go for a keep now while we take a quick look at the 20. So we've got the Falling Sword upgrade, the Bunker upgrade, Vengeance upgrade, not Fireflight Quiver, which is quite unusual for auto-attack Vala. No one can stop death. I've pretty much only seen that taken on Malthael. Like, Malthael almost always takes this, I find, in these higher level games. And Serenity. So, almost entirely alt upgrades from Durotan's Couch. They want to end, but this might be a little bit greedy. The silence comes out on Captain Wedge. I just finished going hard on Rob, but the save by the Brightwing there. And they jump on the Goliath again, and the immediate follow, but so much damage on the Tyrael. He goes down instantly, and he's going to try and get some damage with this final Justice, but the bunker is perfect. I just fizzed, gets grabbed, but Drinking Bird goes down also. Hogger. Rob went down also. The midwave is pushing down. They are attacking this core. This looks like it's going to be GG for Durotan's Couch, beating Garden of Terror to go up 1-0 in this series. So what do you think of that last team fight? We're not going to have a game summary, of course, so what are you thinking of that last fight there?
Yeah, it's, understandably desperate move there from Team Happy Cloud, but you kind of have to make a desperate move when you are getting pushed in that hard and likely to get run down front to back. So it makes sense to try something right off the bat, but the Johanna had a clean falling sword there. Maybe it could have been possible if the Tyrael had judgmented, still same target, but maybe while the Brightwing is able to polymorph the Joe, stop her from getting the falling sword, maybe enables a bit more pressure onto the Vala, and without an instant bunker or a good other CC from, say, Malfurion E or something like that, it's very possible that they still do one-shot the Vala, but difficult combo to execute at that point, and it looks like, based on the drafts, Durotan's Couch with the Malthael and the Vala having more front-to-back pressure overall and able to convert that into grinding down Team Happy Cloud. So makes sense to try to go for the quick burst at the end there, but just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, and so game one is going to go to Durotan's Couch. They do win it, and the next selected battlefield will be a battlefield of Eternity specifically. I'll be pulling that up. If there's anything about the game or any particular player whose play you thought was particularly impressive, I thought there was some great snipes and great shots from Chrisinator's Hanzo. I thought Goliath's Vala was good, but it was so easily jumped on with the tools that were drafted by Team Happy Cloud that he didn't really have a chance to show off.
Yeah, it helps quite a bit having a lot of peel tools, and he can actually be a bit more aggressive and be a bit baiting with those peel tools. So that worked out with them quite well. There were moments here and there where those saving tools didn't quite come through exactly when expected, but having the variety of tools between bunker, between falling sword, and mouse healing is quite nice. So well played overall to both teams, and we'll see how things change up here on BOE.
All right, so as I'm sure you folks heard in the stream, prepare yourselves. We are getting ready for game two here. we will just switch over the scene here and let you guys have a look at this here. Are you able to see it clearly there, Faint?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. So, for the blue team on Battle of Eternity, Durotan's Couch, they've drafted Muradin, Junkrat, Rhaegar, Sonya, and Tychus. Not what I would necessarily consider to be a standard draft for Battlefield of Eternity. None of these characters scream super fast clear to me, but they're able to control, they're able to defend, and they are going to have a lot of area control with the totem, the Junkrat bombs, the Sonya's just ability to control areas in Muradin as well. So it seems like they're going to go more for possibly denial than straight race.
Yeah, it's interesting. We might see Wrath Sonya, but I kind of doubt that. I expect we'll see more leap and more attempts to instantly burst a target, which in and of itself will be quite difficult based on the double support comp that it looks like Team Happy Cloud has drafted here with what is probably more of a main tank Uther, with the Lily healer as well to cover the sustained healing. He may go D-shield, so we'll see how that uh, pans out.
And again, in the previous series that I casted for Team Happy Cloud, Fade has played Uther, and he's quite an effective main tank Uther. I would say on the side of Team Happy Cloud, we've got a much more race-focused team. Their team fight should have a lot of good sustain, like you mentioned, but that the Li Ming forcing people to choose between whether they want to take poke or let it hit their immortal. The Thrall does great damage. The Rainer does great damage when he takes the exterminator talent. So I think that we've got two teams who have two differing sets of ideas for how they want to win this map. So let's see who comes out on top. In the blue, we have Durotan's Couch, Captain Wedge on Muradin, I Just Fizzed on Junkrat, Yonners on Rhaegar, Wildcard on Sonya, and Goliath playing Tychus. And in the red trunks, over on the right, we've got Team Happy Cloud, Drinking Bird on Li Ming, R275 Delta on Lily, Raw being played by Rob, Chrisinator on Rainer, and Fade playing the double healer Uther as a main tank. Get these talents up. We've got Dwarf Block from the Muradin, which does make sense considering the Rainer Thrall. But we've got a bomb build for Junkrat, Tough as Nails, and Quarterback, so we're going to W build for Tychus. Aetherwalker, Serpent Sidekick, so the Serpent build for Lily likely. Rolling Thunder, the Veteran Marksman, and not in fact Exterminator. So going for the Gambit again. Chrisinator just having a lot of faith in himself. Oh, but he's going to take a lot of damage really early on. He has to pop his E. They managed to knock Captain Wedge away. An early attempt to force Chrisinator in a bad position and lose a Gambit. But alright, it looks like Delta's going to take a lot of that damage instead. Lily has to run away. The quick feet helping her there. Fade also taking damage, and they just don't have as much damage pressure or tank pressure this early on. With Chrisinator takes a lot of damage. The Junkrat bombs try to finish him at 45 health. He manages to get out of that fight.
Lily Q came through just in time.
And we find
here in the bot lane so far, but that is arguably to the advantage of the team, ironically, without the double healer. With Muradin's second wind and with the range pressure that they've got, we'll see how that pans out. Oh,
so much damage on Junkrat, and he does go down. A good follow-up there. Fade now taking a bunch of damage. He's going to go down, so it's a 1-for-1. Chrisinator walking up, just no fear with the blinds coming out from Lily here. He's going to get stunned. Takes a lot of damage.
That ends up being a trade, but one of the supports goes down, whereas Team Happy Cloud still has both damage dealers, so this will be kind of difficult for, especially with the low CC remaining in this three-man here for Durotan's Couch, and that's nice... That should convert into a camp.
Chrisinator's Rainer, just as impressive as his Hanzo. He plays it very aggressively, but even with only one healer there, doing fine. It does look like they're going to rotate and see if they can't put some damage on Rob. Wildcard staying in the lane even low to see if he can bait this in.
Yeah, they'll be trading to make sure that they get top camp. We'll see what... will Thrall be caught? Looks like he will.
Oh, but the Stormbolt misses from Muradin. It seems like he might be able to get away. He also dodged... Oh, but he does get hit by the spear. Is he going to go down? Yes, just.
It's also approaching the 220 mark here, so we should see both teams start prepping for both side camps, but it looks like they'll also have to clear each other's initial camps. Will they get to the Bruiser on time? Doesn't look like it. Looks like both will deal with clearing of the lanes as they are, which makes sense. especially into an Exterminator Raynor, or rather, not Exterminator, but
Oh wow, an excellent bomb from Junkrat there, and Lily gets killed also, putting them at a disadvantage for the first Immortal fight, although she will be back before they spawn. Uther
Junkrat
taking
is a
the
menace.
Silver Touch build as opposed to the some of the other builds. I mean, he has a number of options at the early, but he's already got 63 stacks and 17 on the Raynor. Sorry, go ahead, Fane.
Oh yeah, both teams now burning their camps. Makes sense. They still have got enough time to do so. They might be a bit late to objective, but both of them will be there around the same time, so it ends up being a trade. What'll be interesting to see, however, is if the teams choose to clear those camps or zone for objective. Looks like Sony's going to start racing right away. Sony on the race, while the others attempt to poke out.
And again, they picked more of a denial team, but they're having a hard time against this Li Ming. Captain Wedge takes a lot of damage, does get the healing, but a good combination lands on Goliath and Yoners.
Yeah, a lot of Ming damage coming through there. The amount of burst is also respectable on Team Epic Cloud, between Thrall and Uther. You get quite a lot of CC you can land, and then Ming with the follow-up burst.
And
Pretty
even
scary.
with the attempted denial, they win that race.
Yeah, we'll see Tychus and Raynor each respectively clearing each other's enemy camps. And both teams looking like they're going to go for race.
And this, at least from early on, it looks like it's going to be a big race win from, not big, but a race win for Team Happy Cloud. And this is going to have to be a defense.
The Raynor and the Ming, even as a double support comp. Tychus and Junkrat don't have quite as much race potential.
And Tychus was top clearing. They lost the gate there, but
Good
so did
dismount
Happy
there
Cloud.
from Lee, just annoying the Sonya and slowing down her rotations a bit.
One of the
Exactly
safer healers to do that on, too, with the...
possible.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying it's good to be as annoying as possible with Lily.
Yeah, and an excellent healer to do that on with the quick feed. I almost keep mixing it up with the Pokemon talent Tangled Feint.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm
Sonya
expecting we'll
pushing
see-
hard up here.
Yeah, some damage on Thrall, but I think he'll be okay. We'll see if they get about half this fort.
Junkrat struggling to deal. 2 combos from Li Ming is enough to just flat out kill Junkrat, but Captain Witch jumps in, the unstoppable, on Chrisinator.
Fine. Yeah, Chrisinator should be fine there. Merton's probably not going to chase much further.
And that's something else they have. 2 good cleanses. Both the, the Lily cleanse is one of the best in the game, and the Uther cleanse is nothing to scoff at either.
Where this camp goes, looks like...
Bomb pushes Chrisinator back.
Yep, Durotan's Couch is taking control here, for the most part.
Strong point control team, but these
Oh,
Li Ming bombs are
point,
still there, but
middle.
there's
There's Lily on it, but that's dangerous for Lily. She should go down here.
down to about 80 health, but she managed to get out.
Barely.
Oh, it's so
Yep,
close. Goliath
Look
blowing up,
down.
and that's a reset. There goes
Yep,
Bomb,
reset
another
two.
reset. They do kill Captain Wedge as well.
Ming is very low, but it's going to be a camp take.
And even though they're low, they managed to balance the damage well, so they kill all 5 members for nothing and get the camp, and that has got to be incredibly demoralizing to lose your entire team over one siege camp, and they're going to lose bottom fort as well.
Yep, Thrall will take the other camp as a trade, but it's a consolation prize. It's rough to go down just slowly enough. The Ming gets good reset value, but not making a lot of trades, unfortunately.
Thankfully, no one on Durotan's couch with the gambit.
Yeah, Lily stepping up close there to take that point. That did actually convert very well for them, but it was a very close call, so well played.
They've already taken bottom fort, and now they're going to go top and see if they can't put some pressure on the top fort. If they win this next Immortal, they're going to get a big lead, and they do have 10, which puts them in the driver's seat for this next Immortal battle. They've taken Wave of Force, Sundering, Jug of 1,000 Cups, Rainer's Raider, so not the Hyperion, and Divine. It is a Divine Shield Uther. They're going to jump right into race immediately, and blue team needs to be really careful. They still need to soak up 10s.
Yep, the race is huge from red team. They will force the halftime. We'll see how things shake up, though.
And now that we look at it, because the race is weaker on Durotan's couch, Chrisinator not having to go for the Exterminator, able to stack up that veteran marksman.
If they got their 10s now, they're probably going to like to be a bit more aggressive and defend their point.
Avatar, Riptire, Ancestral Healing, Wrath of the Berserker, and Odin. So not Leap this time with a double healer, double cleanse. Oh my goodness, just a huge combo on I Just Fizzed Junkrat. He takes so much damage.
Yep, a little desync from the front line on Durotan's couch, but Looks like the attempt from Thrall's not going to convert
Oh
either.
my
Oh, it will.
goodness.
It will. We'll let Ming land in her burst.
Another reset. Drinking Bird popping off. Eing in. Thought about throwing another combo, but no need. Blue team is fully retreated, and they're going to get an almost full health Immortal to take out that top.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of coordination decent at the start of that fight. One frontliner wanted to be aggressive, the other maybe still thinking about race. We'll see if this camp invade also works out.
They're still
Uther
thinking about trying to
can
defend it because Wildcard and Captain Wedge are coming in.
be a 4v4 into a Junkrat. This should not work out for Team Happy Cow out here.
The bomb knocks Crusader in, and he does get Divine Shielded.
That's absolute brawl.
But he does. The Ancestral comes down on Tychus. Thrall does run in, but the camp is taken.
Yep, no ult from Thrall. Can't force him off.
And so, both teams are going to rotate to see what they can do at the top here. They're attempting, Team Happy Cloud attempting to flank, but Captain Wedge trying to make that impossible for them. Junkrat also trying to make that difficult. They're getting some decent damage on this Immortal. It's lost its entire shield, and it's taken about 2/3 of this fort, sorry.
Yep. Team Happy Cloud should take this fort, but we'll see if they look for anything more aggressive. Sonya actually might be caught here.
Just dodges that combo.
Yep. Good Muradin Q to deny the Uther stun on the Sonya.
The Avatar comes out from Muradin just to make sure he can help defend that.
Yeah, this is one of those kind of lull phases in a typical BOE game where the teams either trade or convert to camps in between objective phases. We'll see if Team Happy Cloud gives this bottom camp or if they run straight for it. Looks like Sonya's going to check soon, see it's untouched, but will she commit? Will both teams looking like they're positioning for a team fight? But I do believe blue team will get there first, unless Thrall wants to push. Yeah, they are.
They're backing up. They're not 13s yet, and they have to be careful. Who had glass cannon out of the Li Ming, and she's already been so deadly.
Maybe a little PTSD from that last team wipe on bot camp as well.
I think you may be right there, Feint. So, top camp needing to be cleared, and now there's a big push. There's 2 top and a 5-man push with the camp towards this keep gate. Looking extremely confident is the team of Happy Clouds.
Yep, both teams have all their ults except for Avatar, but that should be coming up pretty soon here. We probably won't see a heavy fight until 13 as well.
They do jump on Fade, but again, here comes the combo. The Sundering comes out, so much damage, and the Ancestral is too late, not able to save the Sonya there.
Yeah, narrowly difficult. D-Shield is still up as well. They can't afford to be a little aggro. There's always a chance that Junkrat mines someone back in, but it looks like we're having the Odin here as well as the defense.
Odin pop just to get the clean clear. And there is a big wave pushing in the top lane. So right back to Immortal phase, and again, the far superior race for Team Happy Cloud. Now Odin is still up for a few more seconds. I just fizzed again, down to 40% health after 1 orb hits him.
Brawl is in, potentially, but he'll run out on bot side. Should be alive. Yep, should be safe. Just fine there. Mervin probably wants to wait for second wind to start healing him up a bit, but Banshee's going to make that more difficult by Raynor. Good call there.
Banshee being used as a scouting tool, too, making it impossible for the Wildcard, but he doesn't have... Oh my goodness, so much damage and goes down! They're going to stun Captain Wedge. He takes a good chunk of damage. Ancestral comes out and does save him in time this time. The Riptire comes out and just pushes them back. Delta... Oh, but Captain Wedge taking so much damage, he goes down as well.
Yeah, great Sundering, great recognition there that you can kill the front line.
I just fizzed. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get away from the Thrall and Ming, and he goes down also. Drinking Bird popping off. His Ming looking excellent this game.
Yep, glass cannon bringing the damage there. Double support, it makes sense.
So once again, Durotan's Couch is just going to have to give it up, and considering they banned Braxis and they're really struggling on this map, I think they may be a team that doesn't love the 2-lane maps. Thrall clearing out the top, Li Ming able to back to get mana because you can't just throw spells forever. Eventually you get mana gated.
Yeah, the interesting thing is Wrath Sonya is also usually very good into or with double support because fights tend to go longer, but Team Happy Cloud also has very respectable burst, and with the level disparity growing as much as it is to a 3 level disparity, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, the damage numbers now it's 12% different with
I think
4% per
Durkin's
level.
pouch, their best bet at this point is try to get a Junkrat flip into Gate. They can get a pick off that, maybe get some picks and kind of even up the level difference. That will help them quite a bit.
Yeah, nobody on the team, they do have the cleanses, but nobody really has the ability to jump outside, like far enough outside of Li Ming's E. They try to pop Chrisinator there, but he's in the right position. He just gets knocked backward into safety.
Right. Odin was used early as well for this defense, so that should help quite a bit. They'll probably still lose this keep here.
And Wedge
Key is
getting locked
not
out, taking a lot of damage, and the
yep,
early Ancestral just to
early
make sure.
ancestral. The big thing is blue team cannot die here. If they die here, they lose the game. In fact, this is such a healthy immortal, they might already be at risk of losing the game if they don't get another pick.
Oh, there's
Or
a
get
big sundering. It does stun, and the combo just misses Muradin.
yep. Are used defensively. We're seeing the Lily ult as well.
Took 1,000 cups. This Immortal is going to go down without doing much more than taking the shield off, but it does look like Team Happy. They're not retreating. They want to see if they can get a kill. And if they're not able to, I think they will start to back off. But they're
Yeah,
kind
maybe a
of
big
baiting. They're baiting to see if they can get the kill.
They do still have 16 as well. 16 difference will help them in brawling this out.
Raynor attempting to kill Tychus. SC2 flashbacks, everybody. Story mode.
Yep, Raynor going hard here, but blue team will be able to defend it. They're so close to their core that unless it was a one-shot, it's unlikely to convert. The poke, that is, unlikely to result in anything.
Divine Shield is still up, and it looks like they're trying to bait and overcommit so they can shield it and kill somebody.
Oh, Thrall, maybe? Thrall?
Thrall does get pushed.
He gets a cleanse.
But he does get stunned. He's taking a lot of damage. There it is. There's the Divine Shield.
As well.
Are they going to back down? Are they going to back away now that it's gone? It looks like they are. Divine Shield's spent. Nobody on Durotan's couch died, and that's going to give them an opportunity to kill some minions and hit 16.
Yeah, good way to ride the line, use some tools, but hopefully not too many, and hopefully they'll have D-Shield up again by the time the next major fight happens. Camp take will happen on the top side by Team Happy Cloud, and bot side probably as well. We'll see if Thrall goes for it right away, if he's a little patient and stays mounted.
And quite a clever play there. Not much to lose besides he has a fairly long cooldown, but if they do get the kill baiting someone in on that Divine Shield, game's just over right there. He won't have it by the time the next Immortals spawn.
Yep, 16s now.
Yeah, and this is pretty much, I would say this is the last chance. If they can't win a fight on the next Immortal for Durotan's couch, they're going to lose this game. Because by then, Team Happy Couch, they'll be 20, they'll have a decent health Immortal, and if they lose that fight, they probably means they've lost at least one character on Durotan's couch. So this is where they need to win a team fight.
They get the pick before D-Shield. Oh, there's the...
Oh, Stormbolt misses though, and they can't follow up on Rob fast enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel that as a Muradin player. Sometimes the pressure's high and you're waiting for the unstop to come through.
Avatar has popped it. He does jump in. The Li Ming doesn't manage to get much damage there in the first combo, but here comes more. And so much damage on the Junkrat. Here comes the Ancestral. The Jugs does come out, and Wildcard just can't do enough damage to make it matter. And once again, they get pushed away.
A Thrall percent health doing quite a lot to Sonya as well, winning that trade.
There's the root.
Potentially mattering there, potentially making the difference.
And now Tychus, they have to go back to defend against this 2 catapults and a siege camp, which means they have to give up at least the halftime show.
Yep, this will probably be full Immortal, at which point it becomes a matter of if blue team can get a pick, a very quick pick.
They're setting up.
Already positioning for that, already denying their zoning their ability to...
The stun on Uther, and the return stun on Muradin.
Uther's got D-Shield, so he's not that scared. Cleanse comes through. Actually, that sounded like both cleanses. I might have heard that sound twice, but I'm not quite sure.
Got some tools from both teams, and now Red Team is playing it very safe. They don't want to lose the fight here and let Blue Team back in the game. So they're going to take their camp, but they already have a huge lead on Immortal health.
Yep, they can afford to be patient. Odin's already come through as well.
And it's not level 20 Odin, important to note. He does not yet have the extra time or the big red button.
Yep, it might end up being enough, though, to force the Immortal down.
The jump
Sonya's
on
rapid
Chrisinator,
fire.
but again, with the
Oh,
double healer, Sonya just cannot get enough value with the double
yep.
healer. She's looking really low.
Took all 3 of those Ming Q hits there. Oh, Murden, yep, he had
Murden
to get
takes so
out
much. He's
before
rooted
that.
now.
Yep. The wave of force interrupted him too, I
There's the
believe.
bomb,
But
knocks back some of the members.
both teams do have good zoning tools. Junkrat zoning is
Oh, they got
quite
so much damage. He's at 700 health. Is he going to go down? No! The Li Ming orb hits, so she gets the resets, and the Ancestral does not go off, meaning it's on a 10-second cooldown for Rhaegar.
brutal. The Ancestral is not quite coming through there, and that will result in the Immortal and probably the game.
Their
We'll see
shield
if
going down to the Catapult and the Bruiser camp here as well.
yeah, we'll see if they can pull off a miracle. It is still possible with some Junkrat tech.
One last chance with the keep at about 10% health.
Yeah, D Shield and Jugs are down. They would have to get a lot of picks here. Maybe hope for some little inting behavior.
They won't have Murden back for 15 more seconds.
Yeah, the cleanses should be up again too for a team, so it's going to be very, very difficult, if at all possible.
They're just clearing the wave. They want to see if they can win this before the Immortal ever shows up so much damage, but the Ancestral does save Goliath's life.
Yep, Ancestral had to come through early. That is rough.
Fizz does dodge out of the way, but they get hit by the Sundering.
The Q from Raynor, though, stops the Murden, and another unstop. Just a lot of cleanses, actually 3 cleanses if you count the Raynor.
The Riptire comes out, but now they have to focus. Oh my goodness, that damage on Sonya is disgusting. Goliath taking a lot of damage from Chrisinator. Now, the Mortal actually is going down fairly quickly. It's at about 50%, but we got 50% on the core.
It'll be too late. As long as Raynor just hits the core, it's over.
We're at 10%, 7%, 6%, 1%, and GG. Game 2 goes to Team Happy Cloud, tying this at 1. In next game, will Durotan's Couch be able to get back in the winning column and take the set, or is it going to be the reverse sweep for Team Durotan's, or for Team Happy Cloud? I'll give you a quick look at the, if I can't give you summary scoring, I can at least show you this. The talents here, if you're so interested. On some of the damage numbers here. A lot of damage. Raynor actually out-damaging that Li Ming despite her hitting so many, but neither of them died. He had the Gambit, no deaths.
Yep, good consistent throughput from him.
Well, I'll leave up talents if that's something you want to discuss while I pull up the next game here. There it is. All right, so game 3 is going to be on Dragonshire. And a full Serpent build from Lily, which, again, it seems like Team Happy Cloud is pretty comfortable picking slightly unusual builds. Like their Tyrael was more bruisery because they had a triple frontline. Their Lily able to be Serpent as opposed to... Now, this build is stronger since her Q timer got lengthened for a slightly bigger heal. And of course, Mistweaver very strong. With the basic attack and Cloud Serpent attacks reducing cooldown. So just a lot of really strong tools.
Yeah,
For the red team.
it's difficult to. It is nice having a Junkrat being able to boop someone back and maybe keep the enemy defensive tools out of range, but at the same time, it's also difficult when they don't have quite a lot of follow-ups you see on Durotan's Couch. We saw many moments where even when Junkrat did land a nice boop, the Murden wasn't maybe quite in range, maybe he was on a different side of the fight looking for someone else, and so it's quite difficult to put a lot of pressure on your Murden to land that follow-up there. Maybe would have liked to see the heavy slow at 16 from Rhaegar to kind of sort of fill that gap, but at the same time, landing immense burst there is quite difficult in the amount of sustaining tools, plus the D shield that Team Happy Cloud had. So good draft there from Team Happy Cloud and good slow play and pressure.
Yeah, and we're seeing here full bomb build here, concussion mine build from Junkrat. And the downside of that is it does limit most of the other talents for both traps and his Q add damage. None of these talents add any damage. They add to his mobility, they add to his ability to use it, they add to the slow on enemy heroes, and none of them add damage. And considering they're playing into double healer, that lack of damage does seem to have come back to bit them just a little bit.
Yeah, Team Happy Cloud's comp is also just easier to execute outside of the moments where the healers need to land their cleanses and D shields and so forth. As long as they just kind of play a sustained front to back, Junkrat and Tychus don't quite have the same throughput or same pressure. But we are going on to Dragonshire, so let's see how these comps shake out.
All right. So yes, game 3 will be Dragonshire. So it's 1-1. This is last game takes all. We'll pop into the end game and have a quick look again at these drafts.
You want to hit play just so the last
Oh
one
yeah, there we
loads.
go.
There.
Okay, so we've got ETC, Vala, Imperius, Brightwing, Blaze. So once again, a triple frontline comp from the team of Durotan's Couch. Um, Looking really, they've got a big CC comp here. ETC Imperius Blaze really wants to lock someone down and make that Vala really useful. I'm assuming that means either Q or auto build from Vala. We saw Goliath with the auto build before. Whereas for the other team, we have a very standard comp with, because of the distance between bottom and mid lane, Genji is a pseudo legend or pseudo global, I would say, between mid and bottom lane. Just incredibly fast ability, and Muradin can switch between lanes very quickly too. So this core of Dahaka, Genji, Muradin can kind of get anywhere they want as quickly as they want.
Yeah, lots of mobility here coming from Team Happy Cloud. The Genji Light Bomb and Murden Light Bomb will both be quite scary. And Genji, in his capacity as sort of a 2v1 kind of hero, can threaten the offlane and make it much more irritating for Blaze there to double soak, especially if it ends up actually being Imperius topside. That would be very dangerous for the Imperius. But we'll see how that plays out. If they're able to play around a nice four-man blow-up with ETC and the Imp Spear. They've got quite a lot of hard CC on Durtan's Couch as well, so if they play front to back, they can do quite a lot of damage.
Now, Chromie did not
Bunker
take
will
the
also help in the Chromie loop.
Yeah, Chromie did not take the Vision talent at one, but it's not unusual to see Chromie kind of alone bot on this map while the offlaner is top, and then the other three are either trying to build ganks, taking camps, slowing rotations, as Chromie can usually play the bot lane pretty safe here. So I would not be surprised to see kind of a 1-3-1 from both teams, with Chromie being kind of a pseudo offlaner in the bot lane with the ability, again, if she gets pushed in, to have really fast ganks from the Haka Genji Muradin.
Yeah, the Chromie vision control is quite potent.
Well, let's get into game 3 and see who ends up taking this series in the Heroic Division of NGS. On the blue team, representing Durotan's Couch, we have Captain Wedge on ETC, Goliath playing Vala, I Just Fizzed on Imperius, Yawners on Brightwing, and Wildcard on Blaze. On the red team, we playing for Team Happy Cloud, we have Drinking Bird on Chromie, R275 Delta on Anduin, Rob on Dahaka, Chrisinator on Genji, and Fade playing Muradin.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, interesting to see W build from Chromie as well. I'm curious if we'll also see Triple Trap to make up for that in terms of the vision control over the Tribush.
We've
We're
got
also
Race
seeing
Car
pretty good from
Dahaka,
Roland.
the Agile Dismount, kind of the only Genji pick really picked, and the Dwarf Block. Even-Handed Blessing, very strong talent for Anduin. Oh, the stab on Just Fizz, but that return damage by Chrome. But oh my goodness, Genji takes so much damage. He's focused down and he's
Great
dead
stun from
immediately.
Blaze. Great angling from Blaze there.
And just once again proving that I don't get things right, W build on Vala this game, as well as the Prog Rock, Burn the Impure, which is the percent health damage, which is good when you're playing a tank. And we're missing more fights at the bottom. Catwood, they're body blocking Drinking Bird, and Chromie's going to go down also. So just playing very aggressive early on here. Maybe getting out some of that frustration from how dominated they were in game 2.
Probably a good cue there from ETC enabling that body block. And ETC and Imp can be very dangerous together.
Yeah, stacking. Now, I did see a game the other day where Imp went for the Q at 1, which lowers its cooldown if they have stacks of Burn the Impure of his passive, and or Valorous Brand, sorry, and just stabbing over. Here's another jump. A body block. Chromie has just come back. No, sorry, that's not Chromie. That's Anduin, and he dies instantly.
Yep, very dangerous to step out in the lane at all when you've got an ETC and an Imp hunting you down.
And this team right now is literally just looking to control the map through kills. There's the stab on the Genji. They do take the camp. Rob returns to the tongue. Fade has to jump over, and there's a great Q. Rob has to go underground to stay alive. Now
Great pressure from ETC really enabling a lot of damage from Imp as well. But that's a massive Chromie W.
Yeah, good time trap, and gets three points on her deep breathing Dragon's Breath talent.
Yep, chunking them down a bit, but looks like red team will take this altar.
So Fade's healing is a little bit slower. he didn't take Third Wind. He did take Dwarf Block.
Looks like the camp invade is going to come through as well, but Genji's doesn't seem too enthused about that, so Murden maybe just getting vision and getting an idea of where they're at.
Their Siege Giants are getting value here as Durotan's Couch is focusing on getting their camp. So this gate is about how there's the stab on the Murden, but the root from Anduin.
Yep.
Like Art said, there's another stun, but the good pull by Anduin
There's a
keeps
pull.
Fade alive.
Yep, good pull, good position there from Anduin, not getting too close to getting ETC queued himself.
Dahaka not really wanting to duel with Blaze on the point, and I think that makes sense. Dahaka has a lot of strengths, but Blaze is a pretty solid duelist.
Yep, Genji can also rotate to mid quickly to stall, so even if red team loses point, it's not that big a deal for a little while.
And Dahaka has to be mindful that at any time, a Genji or Murden can be jumping, but he just goes down and dies!
Oh, good duel there from Blaze.
So red team does take control of the bottom, blue team taking control of the top. There's the double grab as the
cap this mid or cap this bot as well, so we'll see if Genji continues to stall Imperious and just
tank's having a wet noodle fight, but there's a stun on Goliath. He's taking so much damage and he goes down to the Dragon's Breath from Chromie.
Yep, insane Chromie W there, good angling.
But they stalled just long enough to grab the early Dragon Knight, and Blaze is going to take it top lane.
Yep, Blaze came through. It looks like Genji got chunked out maybe by Imperious, and then Blaze converted that into a cap. So we'll see this Dragon pressuring top as well, trying to get his gate, I imagine. That would be very nice for Blaze there and enable his duel into Dahaka even further.
They're going to go for a jump on Imperious. Imperious not having a lot of escapes. He does use his Celestial Charge. Brightwing is rooted, but they're not able to get the kill, and so they're going to have to back off.
30 spell armor from Brightwing did come through there, quite clutch.
There's the kick on the Dahaka. Mind your business, I'm winning this lane. I'm not going to help.
Nice. He will take about half of that, and having the gate down as well is very effective.
He tries the kick, but doesn't have quite enough time.
Yep, he's going to get tongued though, potentially. His exit path is cut off and Murden is coming as well.
He's popped his 40 armor, and he's put down the oil slicks to try to get out. Is he going to try to use his E? Brightwing is channeling in. That just might cause her to die. Oh, but...
And it's a good E as well.
A good stun and a good cleanse. Yes, the jet propulsion, and they managed to catch Dahaka and kill him. Goliath is now attacking Christinator. I just Fizz coming in from the side as well. They're looking to get more kills here. Just bloodthirsty this time, Durotan's Couch.
Blaze said call an ambulance, but not for me. And the Roman from his team comes through.
So, about half health there on the top fort. Blaze is going for their camp as there's a fight here in the mid lane of 4v3. As Chromie just calmly clear. Chromie just does offlaner things calmly in the bot lane. She does pick Temporal Loop with her level 8. They are almost a full level behind, however. So, oh my goodness, Yonners is going to die!
Amazing pressure, but it ends up being a trade. There's a good loop there, but unfortunately the police are quite close and ready to punish.
And it just goes to show, now that they've got this, the mobility of the red team lets them follow up on those temporal loops very effectively. If Murden and Ibra, he could have jumped for the stun, but Genji's the one who follows that one up. So even if Chromie W misses, if Brightwing teleports out, Genji can follow it up and throw some Qs, throw an E.
Yep, 10's coming through as well here for blue team. That will help them exert quite a lot of pressure, especially with this bruiser top for Blaze. Blaze will...
We've got Mosh Pit, Strafe as opposed to Rain of Vengeance. We've got Kidnapping, Blink Heal, and Bunker. So the Angel's looking to steal people away. That seems to be lore accurate, if I'm being honest. But with the red team occupied, it looks like Durotan's Couch with their 10 advantage is going to take this neutral camp on the bottom.
Yep, the difference in camp take timings and topside results in the ability for blue team to also take a bot bruiser, so good conversion from them. Red team, however, will clear top camp and now have their own top bruiser pushing, so Dahaka can hopefully make some progress with that. But at the same time, we see that now results in a gate take bottom by blue side.
Now, lucky for Team Happy Cloud, Chromie's clear is excellent, especially with a deep breathing completed. The Q there from Imperious misses. Fade does take a fair amount of damage, but here comes Genji from the back, causing a distraction. He does get polymorph, which is very frustrating. Murden gets abducted. But the Genji Light Bomb comes in, and it hits 2. They're focusing on the Brightwing, and she's dead, but now they're going to attack Fade. Oh, the Mosh comes down. They try to pull, but he goes down. There's a root after the temporal loop on the Imperious. Genji just ulting to try and get out. He's going to attack Goliath, who goes down instantly. The time trap comes in. They're going to try and kill ETC as well, who's a rather lower health tank. He's going to take a lot of damage. I just fizzed taking a quick step to see if it's worth it to come back in, but no, it isn't. And that's going to be a 3-for-1.
Yep, red team cleans up. Good light bomb there with the Genji light bomb combo.
That Vala died so fast to the Genji E, it looked like she never existed in the first place. So 10's coming in as well. We see Light Bomb, obviously an X Strike. I don't know if we saw Avatar popped, and Isolation for the Dahaka. So Dahaka did go down to the fight, whereas Wildcard stayed top. So Rob's going to take a lot of damage here.
Yep, good slow there. Good body blocks.
Decent tongue. Wait, I just Fizz going to go for the... Yep.
Now, blends it. The E is still there. Now, will he...
A good stun. Fizz taking a lot of damage to the tower, though. He's going to have to back out as Brightwing comes to heal him.
He's got to walk out now. They will finish off this fort, assuming that they choose to stay there. Oh, the light bomb.
It misses. Goliath is going to get out, and Genji taking a lot of damage. He procs his W. And the temporal loop coming out on ETC. They're going to follow this up. A lot of damage. And the X Strike. Captain Wedge taking a lot, but he's safely under the tower, and they can't follow up. And they're going to jump on Rob again. As that goes down, he's not going to be able to live. He goes down.
Yep, a heroic stall attempt there from the Dahaka, but not quite enough, and it does result in him going down.
Tristanator extremely aggressive on this ETC, but manages to be saved by the Brightwing. Yawners with very good phase shifts this game.
Yep, no light bomb, no loops, so not expecting to see a whole ton of more aggression in the immediate future, especially being down 13s as well. And
every ultimate up for Durotan's couch.
Yep, all ults up plus 13, they should take this altar back. And Imp is already positioning to grab the dragon mid.
Crusader trying to contest, but taking it to half takes longer than capping the Dragon Knight.
There it is, and now this will result in some mid pressure, it looks like. Imp taking the dragon mid. Going straight for the autos.
So I do find that triple bruise. Oh, I didn't know. I did not know that you could dodge the kick with an E from Genji. Beautifully done by Crusader there. So I do find that triple frontline comps start to weaken a little bit if it goes to full endgame. Early to mid game, they tend to be good at running things down. Not quite as strong as the game goes later. This Genji and this Chromie are going to get stronger. So we'll see how this triple frontline comp fares for Durotan's couch.
Yeah, it's...
Blaze has come down to make this a 5v4. They want to finish this final fort.
Yeah, they are doing it so into loop and into Genji Light Bomb, though, so they are playing with fire to some extent. Plus, Dahaka will have good digs from the bushes. Looks like he's digging in. I see it now.
Captain Wedge heard that and looking to stop it, but he gets tugged and immediately blown up.
You know, Right Wing can save that. Oh, the light bomb! A good cleanse, though, from Right Wing.
Excellent cleanse. The bunker goes down immediately. I just fizzed, and Wildcard jumping in there. Oh, huge stuns, though, and Imperius is going to go down. The strafe here not giving them any peel whatsoever. They're jumping on Goliath.
Good blaze stun.
Oh,
Will that
but
result in murder
Fade.
death? Yes, it will.
Fade goes down. They're going to tongue onto the Blaze. Now, this group up is great for Goliath's W stacks.
Yep. Goliath doing huge work here.
Oh, they finish off the Genji. They're going to finish off the Anduin as well. So going into what was ostensibly a 3v4, they come out on top using their abilities and their distancing really smartly.
Right, looked very dangerous at first, and the kills initially came out for red team, but good cleanup, good slow play, barely keeping the Blaze alive under the fort push, under the fort dive, but...
So Dahaka taking the Bruiser camp here, and now they will take this bottom camp. Again, the deep breathing Dragon's Breath combo doing so much damage, but they managed to take it, and they're going to continue pushing. It looks like they want to take Team Happy Cloud's Siege. This could be dangerous, though. Once again, a ton of damage on Captain Wedge. He's getting temporal loops, and you know what? I think Brightwing has to take a sigh of relief that he died before she came in, otherwise she would have gone down too. With Murden and Genji there.
Great timing there, great Chromie play there, noticing the trap and the ETC would be killable.
Blaze taking their camp. Genji looking for the invade, though.
Oh, yeah, he's on it, but blue team will
Right Wing is coming in, so Crusader leaves, realizing and not overstaying.
Police showed up and Genji realized better than to stay in.
He goes, "You're not you're not as alone as I thought you were." So see ya. I'd hate to
Yeah.
interrupt. Red team able to cap both shrines now, but
Always,
Imperius is going to keep an eye on mid.
always hard to make someone alone into a Brightwing as well.
But there's absolutely no presence at the bottom of the map for Durotan's Couch, and they're going to have to give up their fort, and they're still going to have a bruiser, basically a full health bruiser and siege camp pushing their keep wall.
Destroyed a fort.
As blue team, Durotan's Couch is kind of unwilling to go into this. They know it's dangerous going into a choke with the temporal loop and the Genji light bomb.
Yep.
They're going to
Here
try.
comes-
Oh,
trap.
they get seen with the trap.
Yeah, red team can play this slow and play towards their minions, play towards their giants.
Oh, so much damage on Wildcard. He drops the bunker, but here comes the light bomb. It's on 4!
Great.
And the temporal loop comes in, a big silence, and Blaze goes down. Imperius taking a ton of damage. He's also dead. Another jumping on Captain Wedge. He uses the ETCW now. Mosh on 3, but that's not enough. The pullout, they're going to kill the ETC here. Rob considers trying to get a tongue, but it's too much. But again, just the two camps totally destroy this gate.
Yep.
And they're
Very
going to
well
get this
played
keep
from
as
that
well.
side. This
Now,
should result in the end of the game.
there is a
Actually,
camp
they will end
top.
from here.
Red team has destroyed.
3 are dead, and it's another 20 seconds before even the Blaze is up.
Yep, they should absolutely end the game here, minus some potential cheese from the core stones.
They are. They're
Yeah.
just going to go and try to finish it. Again, hard for Vala to clear these camps and finish off the damage dealers of Team Happy Cloud, who turned around getting killed. They've now evened the kills, and they win Game 3! The reverse sweep from Team Happy Cloud as they win this series 2-1 after losing the first game off of an excellent team fight, some incredible vision control, and then a huge Genji light bomb that stunned 4, and even the result that the return Mosh does not get enough value. GG's.
Yep, some excellent Chromie loops as well, and some nice Genji light bombs. Durotan's Couch also had some great picks themselves in the early game. The ETC and the Imp were getting a lot of picks together off the easy Imp queues from the ETC queue to set up. But it wasn't quite enough. Unfortunately, that very last fight had excellent choke point control from Team Happy Cloud. They didn't lose their cool and didn't immediately start kiting away towards where the Chromie trap had spotted them, but rather they tried to just hold that single bush and hold that choke. Blaze took an immense amount of damage and trying to push in there with the Chromie throwing out her Ws and getting a nice Genji light bomb too off the back of that. So great play from both teams though.
Absolutely. What an exciting 3-game series. Always so much fun to see a game go or a series go to 3 as these teams appeared pretty evenly matched, and again, sometimes it's just one team fight or one bit of vision that really turns the game around for you. And again, both teams the killer instinct. Both teams win one fight, find a way to get on the court and finish it off. No hesitation, no waiting a little while to see what happens, just aggressively finishing the game off. Any
Good
comments from
control.
you before we close this replay cast, Faint?
No, good controlled aggression from both teams, and noticing right now as well. You can see here even kills and even levels, so it's a very close game overall and very close series. So great play by both teams.
Yes, thank you so much to both Durotan's Couch and Team Happy Cloud for playing such an entertaining series. Thank you to Faint for joining me for what was a really fun cast, and thank you, viewers, and those who might pop in to see this. Now, the VODs will be available on Twitch for 7 days, but they will also be uploaded to YouTube, Omster. If you want to see this again, review, or even scout your opponents, check out the VODs, check out the streams. Thank you again to our teams, thank you to Faint, and go enjoy some HOTS, ladies and gentlemen.